Fundamentally, we were in a transition phase when we met Donna. We were transferring from Kirklees across to the Chorley area. Jen was actually in a place of significant, I want to say trauma, which almost sounds overemphasizing it, but actually I think it's probably fair in that her life had been turned upside down. She had nowhere to go, no one who cared, no one who understood her. As the person that she was, people could see the learning disability, but they couldn't understand the person. And they couldn't meet the person. When you can't meet the person, you can't support the person. So we were going through a period of immense change in terms of geographical location, in terms of activities throughout the day, in terms of who supported Jen, just flux everywhere in her life. And it was at that time that we met Donna. I was reaching out for a dancer who had the empathy and the ability to be able to relate to Jen, the person, and then to work with her within the dance. And the rest is history, I suppose. But we've gone from one half an hour a week. Am I right about that? I think it was
Yes.
half an hour. To Donna getting interested to understand more about Jen, what made her tick, what was important, as opposed to, if you like, just helping with the ballet. And one thing led to another. Donna became interested in what Jen was passionate about doing in sharing her dance with the world. And gradually, over time, there then became an opportunity to become engaged on the caring side as well as the dance side. That's where it all came from.
I think it was actually an hour. She came in for an hour a week with me. That's all.
Yeah, so from that hour a week of focusing on dance, it sounds like you were looking for more foundational support for Jen, and it's happened through dance. Feels like that's how it's happened in all parts of.
Everything in Jen's life happens through dance. So Jen left school at 18. By 2011, she was already 29. And those interim years, she had only survived through her passion for dance. We went to the Orpheus Centre in Surrey, which became Jen's second home from 18 till 25. She would go there every year for a summer holiday. And the Orpheus Centre is all about life through performing arts. So it supports people with disabilities to live lives, to experience life, to learn how to cook, to learn how to interact, to learn how to live with their disabilities, but through the performing arts. And that is entirely who we are and who Jen is, has been proven time and time and time again. And put Jen into any space where the music is playing, and Jen will be dancing. And Jen will be looking for that other person in the space who wants to engage with her in the dance. And that's always been so palpably powerful and obvious, no matter what her age and or where she was or what was going on in her life. And as Donna will tell you, and actually she's much more able to tell you because I'm not in the dance space. But regardless of the other issues going on at the same time, the dance still happens. The integrity of the dance is still there, regardless of if you like, the rubbish that's going on around her at that particular moment in time. So life has always just been lived through dance. And so in a time of transition, when we met Donna, it was blindingly obvious that the dance had to have continuity and momentum and be moving forward, and then the rest of life kind of got bolted on around it.
Everything's meant to be how it is, and that's how we met. And then we've not looked back.
Fundamentally, for me, it's about having the emotional and mental assurance in my own mind that Jen is being fully supported to be herself, and that person has has the astuteness and the ability to read between the lines, and that I have the or that person and I, in this case Donna, can work together effectively, and that we see the world in the same way, and that we understand things in the same way, and when Jen is putting a fast one, that we can work together behind the scenes to unpick it and make sense of it. But Donna, I don't know how you see it, but I just for me, it's just about having the right people in the space.
Yeah, it is. It's like, I think as well with myself and Jen and I are very, very similar. It's all about dance, and that for one is it. That's the biggest tick. And because we're both dancers, and because we both dance from the heart as well, again, we are very, 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 very similar. And Jen understands me as much as I understand her as well. So it works both ways. It's a two-way thing. It's not just me looking after Jen, to be honest. With Jen also, she knows exactly if I'm not feeling too good, knows exactly. We're like two peas in a pod, as we could say. Yeah, aren't we, Jen? So we are, and it's how it's fallen and how we've got to this stage. We fell into it, but then looking back, there's no, we wouldn't do anything else.
And the most absolutely amazing thing is, you tune back into the happiness and the fulfillment of life. And why do we all get up in the morning? You and Jen get up in the morning to dance. I get up in the morning under normal circumstances to go walking and to go sailing and to be camping and to live, if you like. For me, that is living. And for you guys, the dancing is the living, which means that I'm hardly ever in your space because we don't live in the same way or choose to live in the same way. But the story is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, where you guys are taking us is beyond anybody's belief. And, Dance Syndrome being a multi-award winner, Jen being a multi-award winner, you being an award winner, we need to make it multi. But, it is absolutely phenomenal. And in my view, all because we come to it through the passion, through the shared passion. And fundamentally, it's a shared passion for life, for living. And the recipe just happens to be dance when it's Jen. The recipe happens to be mechanical engineering when it's Anthony, and music when it's me. And, why not? We're all different.
It's a relationship that works. It's like you were saying before, Jen supports me as much as I support Jen. It's a mutual, equitable relationship with love and care, and it just is.
Yeah, that works. I think you hit it with it works naturally. However, we've fallen into this, and however it works naturally. And I think that's why it works.
And there's a way to connect with Jen which wouldn't work with other people. I don't know about other people with learning disability, but we connect with Jen in a way that works for her. And she does likewise with us. And so you just naturally fall into it, because why would you do anything else? You're not going to put something in a way that makes no sense to her. And that would be just a pointless waste of time, effort, and energy. So you manage the situation, but you manage it in a natural way, so that actually it is natural rather than managed.
Yeah, this job doesn't come from a manual.
No. No, tell me about that. And for me, that's what this whole process of supporting Jen has been about. It's about working with people who believe in her and who we can work with and alongside. And I think if you can get those two elements of the recipe, then the sky's the limit. I just, as Jen and Donna are demonstrating, I never cease to be amazed by the things I see on social media, and I discover what my daughter's up to, and I have absolutely no prior knowledge of it whatsoever. It's just like, oh, okay, so she's going to Buckingham Palace this week. Oh, that's interesting. And then you see these amazing pictures. And how phenomenal, how absolutely brilliant and phenomenal. But then you have to say, why not? Why should a person with a learning disability not be living a life of their choosing? Jen just needs to dance. And Jen absolutely is dancing and is living on cloud nine. And I just yearn that that could be the case for every person with a learning disability. And without, come to that.
Yeah, again, I think it is. It's not come out of the book, a book. This is how, we have been in. Well, I have had carers where have been saying, for instance, things that are totally out of the book. Well, exercise, you should only be doing this amount per week and only be doing this amount per, there's a lot of activities, that's too many. Well, who says it's too many? It's Jen's activities. It's what Jen wants to do. Why is that too many? Usually it would be the other way around. But Jen's, it's too many. No, it's not too many. Well, as long as I know that Jen is okay, and as long as I do actually, Sue, don't I? Sometimes when you say, "Can you put this in the diary?" I'll go, "No." I have said that many times before. No, too much going on. So again, I think as well, because I'm alongside Jen for most of it anyway, is that I know when it's too much for me.
Yeah.
So if it's too much for me, it'll be too much for Jen. And it's so it's not necessarily this, it's the person. I need to know that person inside and out to be able to say, well, that can definitely happen. No, it's not going to happen. No, that's way too much. And even times of days, that makes a difference as well. So there's a lot there.
But that's, you've learnt that like organically
Yeah.
by being with Jen and just getting to know Jen as a person and not Jen with a learning disability. And I think that's what I've learnt from all of you. It's and Jen says it herself, I'm not defined by my disability. And nobody should be, none of us should be defined, by that one label that is often given to us. We're all here, we're all mothers here. And that's a label. Yes, we are mothers, but people will have different perceptions of what that means. And we will all have parented in different ways, and we will all have had, different experiences of that parenting. But I think when someone is coming into a caring space, as you've done with Jen, Donna, it feels like, it's not been by a checklist. It's not been, I've got to do this, this, and this to get to know Jen. Actually, Jen came into your space through dance and a relationship developed, and you just spent more and more time together. And it's just a natural relationship that has just happened. So of course, it's just natural.
Exactly.